Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang.
Foodiegang, gang, gang.
Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodie gang gang gang.
Food gang gang gang.
Foodie gang gang gang.
Food gang gang gang. Food gang gang gang.
Hey, Foodie Gang, what is going on? How are you doing, Foodie Gang? What is going on, Foodie Gang? You are tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang, Season 2, Episode 99. Thank you to all of you, the Foodie Gang that has been rocking with me since day one. And those of you who joined along the way, it is going to be an amazing journey. Thank you so much. Hit the like button and subscribe on your way in to support the channel and keep the stove on. Hit the Cash App, money sign, Chef Big Bank. Join my group on Facebook, Chef Big Bang Foodie Gang fan page. We are almost at 2,000 members, but we are waiting on you to join. And follow me on all my social media platforms listed down below, and they will be scrolling across the screen. I have on my Foodie Gang investigative team shirt on right now, and we are going to get into it this episode. For merch, you can shop the Foodie Gang store. So, we talked about Kamala Harris the other day, and let me know if y'all can hear me all right. Thank y'all for everyone that's there. Hit on whether you're watching on the replay or watching it live, hit the like button. We talked about Kamala Harris the other day, so it is only right that we talk Trump, and this is going to be a late night show. So we are going to talk about Trump's policies, and we are going to see whether Trump will make food affordable again. You know, it's a big task, but we talked about food inflation, and I'm sure that when you go into the grocery store, you are feeling the rise in prices. Definitely, your pocketbook has been affected. So, we talked about Kamala Harris's policy proposals. We're going to talk about Trump, and we are just going to talk about the food aspect of these two candidates. So, I encourage you to do more research, but we're going to talk about the food because this is 907 goodies. And that's what we came here to do. Booga, thank you so much for joining. He said, I can hear you. Looks like it's a good morning over there. You know what? It's actually 8:43 p.m., but I do have a ring light that is very, very bright. But thank you so much for tuning in. So, yeah, like I said, we're gonna just talk about the food aspect. I encourage you when voting yourself, you do your research on the candidates, all of their policies. We are just gonna get into the food portion, which is very important because y'all know this is 907 Good Eats. Earlier, I went live today and I cooked some food. It was very delicious. I made a turkey grilled cheese and hash browns. So check out my live streams. Okay, and this is where we talked about Kamala Harris. So the video was food and fast food inflation, Kamala Harris price gouging policy. We also talked about that. So check out that live stream and then watch both of these, Trump and Kamala Harris, because they are both going on right now, and we are in an election year. So normally we don't discuss politics, but it is so important, especially with food inflation going on. We're seeing the rise in our pocketbook, and we're all asking ourselves, when is it gonna stop? Booga said food way too high. It's hard to make it through the month sometimes. I agree with that, Booga. And that is exactly why I've been doing budget meals on my channel because, like, let's be real here. Food is really, really expensive. And y'all know I have a little bit of coffee. This is Get to Talk with Chef Big Bank. Are y'all ready? We finna get into it. Before we get into it, I have to read you guys the disclaimers for the channel. So here we go. Welcome to 907 Goodies Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. Please note that the information provided on our channel, including commentary and discussions, is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Comments and opinions expressed are those of the individuals and not those of 907 Good Eats. While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we cannot guarantee its completeness, reliability, or accuracy. The use of the information provided on this channel is strictly at your own risk. We do not claim ownership of any third-party content featured on our channel. All third-party content is the intellectual property of the respective owners, and we respect their rights. Viewer discretion is advised for all content. So there you have it. And shout out to Familia, or she said, "Hey girl, I'm back." Thank you so much for tuning in today. We so normally I'm cooking. Sometimes I'm sitting down reacting to videos. During this live stream, we are going to talk about, will Trump make food affordable again? And we are going to talk about his policies and what he's planning to do and how he feels about food inflation. Because when we go to the store, we notice a big difference in our pocketbook. But hit the like button on your way in and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Before we get into Trump and the presidential election, and let me just tell y'all, this election year has been very, very good because a lot has been going on in a short amount of time. And it's gotten to the point where it's kind of entertaining. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's where we're at. And there's a lot of information going around. And one thing I noticed is that people are really invested into this election year because it is getting really hard to make it financially. So a lot of people are invested into this election that normally would not be involved or interested in politics. But what's going on now has really got everyone involved, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, like I said, but it is where we are. But before we get into all that, I'm gonna show y'all some good food. You know, it's 907 goodies. Hit the like button. So I'm gonna show y'all some good food. So let me get that pulled up for us. I'm gonna show you my Facebook group. Yeah, so we got the food right there. Let me move some things around. And thank you to everybody so much who's in the building. Thank you for all the people that's going to watch me on the replay. So here's the Facebook group. And if you're on Facebook, go ahead and join my group, our group, Chef Big Bang Foodie Gang fan page. We're almost at 2,000 members, 1.8 from all around the world. But you know what? This group is amazing. We're always posting our food, and I always learn so much within this group because you learn different dishes. It helps with your creativity, and then they post foods that you haven't seen in a long time. So this looks like for dinner we are having seared inch thick tenderloin chops over homemade mashed potatoes and chives, covered in fondant butter, honey cream, and mushrooms. I wonder what fondant butter is. I never heard of that before. Do y'all know what fondant butter is? Okay, so remember I was telling you about the member in my group who always posts breakfast for dinner. This is breakfast for dinner: smoked sausage, hand cut skin on fries, scrambled eggs, and butter toast. Smash or pass? I would definitely eat this, so I'm gonna put smash. Let's see what else we got here. Changing leftover food macaroni and salad into macaroni and cheese. Baked chicken into breaded fried chicken. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so he used leftover food macaroni salad into, okay, so you know the macaroni salad that you get in the fridge? He turned it into regular mac and cheese. Booga says, so is inflation affecting Alaska too? Yes, of course. It's affecting everywhere within the United States, I feel, or in my opinion. But yes, it is definitely affecting Alaska. And I will say, Foodie, since COVID, there definitely has been a change in environment with a lot of people losing their housing or becoming more financially unstable to the point to where they can't hold it together anymore. But so I feel like since COVID, we've kind of been struggling as people, in my opinion. Luga says so far away though, but it is a part of the United States still. Don't forget about us. Yes, inflation is that looks so delicious. Ooh, this is banana pudding right here. What y'all know about banana pudding? I gotta make some of this. Booga said, "That's where you were raised." Yes, born and raised in Alaska. But what y'all know about banana pudding? I gotta make some of this. I haven't had it in a long time, but it is really, really good. Yeah, they hooked that up. They got the little, they got different views of it too. It's looking right. She doesn't say what this is. It looks like pasta right there. That looks like pasta, and that looks like maybe an artichoke. Yes, Booga agrees. He said yes. Yeah, banana pudding is good. Very, very delicious. My sister, she always makes it like for every holiday, and she makes it so good. And when this is what I made on live the other day, I made Mexican style chicken thighs, Spanish rice, and then a garlic broccoli. It was really, really delicious. And the full live video is on my YouTube channel. So there we go. And then we got some vegetables here. Prep for tomorrow, noodles and veggie stir fry. You know, one thing I don't know what this is. One thing I do agree with is that you should be prepping your food out if you have the chance. These are fried lobster tails, and these look delicious. Oh, this is southern deep fried lobster. Okay, y'all. Are y'all ready to, all right, is everybody warmed up? Got your food? Is everybody ready? Booga said I'm making smothered pork chops, collard greens, rice, and cornbread tomorrow. That sounds delicious. Booga, you finna be asleep after you eat all that. You finna go to sleep after you eat all that, Booga. Okay, okay. Well, I get the first video ready. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we got the Drip Show in the building. What's going on, Drip? He said, shout out 907. What's going on, Drip? I be seeing you over there. Drip be going hard. Booker said, that's how I do it over there. He said, get used to it. He said he's making smothered pork chops, collard greens, rice, and cornbread. Booga, send me a plate. Send me a plate, Booga. That sounds you you gonna make me want to make some southern food. Okay, let me get the first video ready. While I do that, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me just okay, I just want to say this. During this episode, I'm gonna laugh a lot because I think Trump is hilarious, but I don't want you guys to get offended, okay? Even if I'm laughing, because Trump is just, he is just hilarious. You know, one thing about Trump, he tell like it is. He tell like it is. So I'm gonna be laughing. So, okay, here we go. So I know y'all remember this. Do y'all remember this? Who can say, nah, Trump made us all laugh, especially me. Trump is hilarious. Okay, so what happened with Trump was that there was an attempt on his life. my prayers and my condolences to the family, to all of the people that were involved, not just Trump, but the people that were also at the rally. My prayers and condolences to them. There's a lot of controversy that's wrapped into what happened, why it happened, and is it real? I'm gonna say this: Trump dodged a bullet. And I'm glad he's still here and he went through a lot. But after that happened, I feel like it did change the race in a certain way. Like things got real serious. And I don't know if it was fake or not. I'm not here to debate that, but I'm glad he made it. So after that, he was still on the campaign trail. He was still doing speeches. And so this is one of the speeches that he made. And Trump, or this video is Trump, I will end the inflation crisis. So I know we're all aware of inflation. I've talked about it on this channel previously. So we're gonna get right into it.
I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill. Can you believe what they're doing? But by doing that, we will lead a large-scale decline in prices. Prices will start to come down. Energy raised it. They took our energy policy.
So a lot of times I feel like when people are running for president, they make promises and sometimes they deliver, sometimes they don't. But one thing that we can say about Trump is that he has been president before and things were a bit better. So it does make his case seem a little bit more believable because there is evidence. Whereas the Biden Harris administration, we saw inflation happen at a really high level, especially with the groceries, especially with the food, especially with the fast food. Now, I everything that Trump is saying, I don't know, but I will say things did seem a bit better. They seemed manageable. So we're gonna get back into the speech and we're gonna see what else he is going to say.
And destroyed them. Then they immediately went back to them, but by that time, so much was lost. But we will do it at levels that nobody's ever seen before, and we'll end lots of different things. We'll start paying off debt and start lowering taxes even further. We gave you the largest tax cut. We'll do it more. You know, people don't realize I brought taxes way down, way, way down, and yet we took in more revenues the following year than we did when the tax rate was much higher. Most people said, how did you do that? Because it was incentive. Everybody was coming to the country. They were bringing back billions.
Now, I will say it did seem like things were trying to get into a good place when Trump was president. And I know that he's having a good time because you know what I'm saying? He could kind of like say what he want now because he got some evidence behind him. And he's seen the Biden Harris administration, so he is able to call Kamala Harris out on her policies when she has been in power, it has not gone that way. So it's kind of we're kind of looking at her like, what are you talking about? But with Trump, he does when he was president, things were a lot better as far as finances, where the US was headed. I feel like people was happier. And But we'll see what happens with the election year. But that man did dodge a bullet. But my condolences out to the other victims in that situation.
Billions and billions of dollars into our country. The companies made it impossible to bring it back. The tax rate was too high.
Vice President Kamala.
So that's one of the things that Trump was he talked about a lot during his presidency was like the businesses. And that could be because he did have a business background. Maybe that's why he thought about those things. But a lot of people were saying, a lot of people I feel do not like Trump and did not like him during his presidency. And they kept trying to get him on stuff. I mean, they put that man through a lot. Booga said, yes, things were better. And like I said, this is the last 4 years of the Biden Harris, and then we had Trump. So everything is very fresh in our minds because we are currently going through it. So, in another speech that Donald Trump made, he actually brought items from the grocery store with him to show inflation, food inflation. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yes, but do you guys think that if Trump becomes president, food is going to become affordable again? Do we think that that's something that's even possible?
Kamala Harris is on the campaign trail talking about prices and the economy, while former President Donald Trump did a little show and tell with grocery products. Natalie Brandt has the latest from Washington.
Flanked by cereal, coffee, fruit, and other items, former President Donald Trump blamed President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris for rising costs at the supermarket.
Look at that, up 46% eggs.
Honestly, Foodiegang, any president that was president at the time would get blamed for whatever is going on that's going wrong. So if prices are higher, we're having an immigration crisis, things are not going well. Who are we supposed to blame? You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Lugan said the Democrats don't care about the poor, they only care about the vote and their image. And I think that this election year and the past 3 to 4 years have really shown a lot of people what is really going on and has opened a lot of people's eyes. And it's unfortunate that it took so much, but it did. Because nobody can unsee more money going out of their pocket for the same items. And for things going up, you're getting the same quality. Like that's gonna affect everyone. But one thing that I do think that was kind of weird was I was watching something and they were saying that even though um and we do have inflation, the shopping has still remained the same, which is kind of weird. So people are still shopping.
Wow.
Trump's news conference at his New Jersey golf course comes a day before the Democratic presidential nominee heads to North Carolina to deliver her first policy speech. Vice President Harris is set to outline her proposals to lower costs, including a federal ban on price gouging by food and grocery industries, a move that would require congressional approval.
Now,
And that was the same policy that we talked about the other day when we talked about Kamala Harris. And Booga said, I was Democrat all my life. I'm from the projects and see the same thing over and over with them. Booga, I completely agree. The last couple of years I've been an independent, but I do tend to vote Democrat. Some people probably say I'm a Democrat, but this these last couple of years have really opened my eyes onto what is going on, and I really don't like it. So, um, everyone just do your research, and if you do your research, like Booker said, your eyes are gonna be open. You're gonna see what it is. We can't tell you how to vote. All we can do is give you some facts, but you gotta conclude and you gotta do your research. But I'm just saying, like Booker said, we gotta look at what's going on. And Booker said, I'm independent too. The reason why I say I'm independent because I don't 100% agree with either side. I feel like they're both doing things that I don't like, but I think it's important for us to go off the policies, not how people look or what they got going on. We need to think about the policies. But yes, y'all, Trump got a bunch of groceries from the store to talk about how Biden Harris administration have food inflation going on. And Booga said, bingo, yes, we have to look at the policies. We can't be looking at how people look and all that because let's be real here. We can't go off of looks. We got to go off of policies. And I think sometimes people tend to go off of like looks and other stuff, but with stuff that's not important. Help is help. So, but do your research, like I said. But let's get back into what he is saying. I haven't researched his vice presidential, his VP pick too much, but I will definitely have to do my research on Vance.
Now Kamala is reportedly proposing communist price controls. She wants price controls. And if they worked, I'd go along with it too, but they don't work.
In Maryland Thursday, Harris and President
So the other day when we talked about Kamala Harris, we had someone in the chat that mentioned how what she wanted to do was pretty much communism, and they referred to Venezuela. And we were talking about how Venezuela is not doing good and how their communism with the food has really affected the supply chain, the food, how to get it. And so we reference that her policies did kind of sound like communism because it wants government to get involved. Sometimes when government gets involved, it's good, sometimes it's bad. You never really know. But yeah. Let's get back into the video. I just wanted to let y'all know that.
Biden made their first joint appearance since he bowed out of the race.
No senior should have to choose between either filling their prescription or paying their rent.
They touted new agreements with drug manufacturers to bring down the price for 10 widely used medications that will take effect in 2026. The Medicare negotiation program, which is part of the Inflation Reduction Act, marks the first time.
Foodiegang. Did you hear that? They said 2026. 2026. It's so long, I can't even say it right. We need help right now. We don't have time to wait that long. And I'm going to say this, Foodie Game. It is very fancy to me how they try to get these laws passed right before election year. You have 4 whole years to get all this stuff done, but you waited until the last minute. You waited so long that it's going to go into effect after you leave office because it wasn't a priority to you before this election. And I don't think that that's right. That's wrong. And Boo would agree. He said, right, that's damn near a whole time. Yes. Why did you do this when you first got into office so we would see some of the benefits of it, of this program, with you helping to cut drug costs? we see some of those benefits during your term because it was not a priority to them, allegedly, in my opinion. They didn't care. That's why they never did it. Because why would they wait now and do this now? Or it's like, and you know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say nobody gets along. So they're gonna say nobody in Congress and the Senate get along. So that's why it took so long. But I feel like right. First of all, prescription drugs shouldn't even be as high as they are. They shouldn't even be like that. But the fact that they waited all this time and they're trying to do it near an election year, these are things that we need to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to. If they don't even care to make the medicine cheaper, they don't care about us, in my opinion, allegedly. Booker said all they want is the vote and the image. I agree. And Kamala, she looks like a robot. She look like she been saying the same script for so long. But why they didn't do this already? That's my thing. It's like too little, too late. Too little, too late.
Time the federal government has haggled with drug makers.
For years, Big Pharma has often inflated the price of life-saving medications.
During Friday's event in Raleigh, Vice President Harris is also expected to call for the construction of 3 million new housing units if she wins in November and an expansion of tax incentives.
Okay, and then here we go again. Why did they not do this before? They're doing it right before an election year. Pay attention, Foodiegang. Don't let them distract you. Booga said, in response to me saying she a robot, he said, I got a video where she repeats the same thing over 50 speeches. Y'all, one thing we can say about Trump is it look like he be keeping it real. Now she want to build all these houses and fix the drug problem, prescription medication, and she want to fix all these things, which is not. There's nothing wrong with that, but she should have already have done it if she had sincere intentions. This makes us feel like how Booga said, all they want is the vote and the image. When you come and you try to do these things during election year, it does look a little bit fishy. And I'm not saying that there was nothing that they have done during their term. I'm saying we're not feeling any effects in this 4 years later. Things feel worse than what they started with. I don't know how y'all did that.
Incentives for developers to build affordable housing. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
So hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the Cash App, money sign, Chef Big Bang, keep the stove on, support the channel. So I'm just and honestly, I feel like we haven't seen Kamala in a long time. She got that vote, went in there, and that was it. Okay, so we kind of touched on it before. So, a really important question that people are going to ask is like, so what was the difference between the Biden administration and the Trump administration? I have a video here that is going to explain to us the differences between those two administrations. So let me get that pulled up here. Okay, so yes, this video is going to explain to us what the difference is between both administrations as far as inflation goes, as far as housing and things of that nature. So let me get that pulled up. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel while I am getting that pulled up. Okay, here we go. So this video is gonna explain to us the Biden versus the Trump economy comparisons because the economy is so important right now because right now we are faced with inflation and with food inflation, but not just food. It feels like everything is going up at once. So it is very important what type of economy we are going to be looking at in 2025. Um, it's very important. So here we go. Let's get into this video.
Former President Trump takes the stage for day 4 of the Republican National Convention tonight. And one thing he's likely to address is the economy. So, what did the economy look like under the Biden and Trump administrations? ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous is here to break that down for us. Hi, Alexis.
Hey, Diane. Yeah, the pandemic helped to define the economic records of both Presidents Biden and Trump. The COVID crisis upended the job market, it ignited inflation, and it added trillions to our federal debt. But despite the economy's rapid recovery, President Biden is struggling to convince Americans that they're
Okay, so you guys know COVID started in 2019 and really took off in 2020. So both of the presidents got to experience a little bit of the effects of COVID and also the impact of COVID.
better off today than they were 4 years ago. The most recent ABC News Ipsos poll finds more Americans trust Trump's handling of the economy over Biden's. So we're taking a look at 5 major areas of the economy and how Biden and Trump each left.
Now, I don't think anybody can disagree with what she just said. More people trust Trump than Biden because we lived through both times. So we gotta look at how things are going. And both of the 4 years is back to back and very recent. So I agree with what she just said. And I agree with the people that trust Trump more than Biden.
Left their mark. And first, I want to start with the job market, because as you can see, during the Trump administration, solid jobs being added month after month. In fact, the unemployment rate was at 3.5%. That's a half-century low. And then, of course, things drop like a rock. We lose millions of jobs during COVID, and the huge snap back when the economy reopens, jobs are added at its lowest, the unemployment rate at 3.4%. And during the Biden administration, 15 plus million jobs have been added overall to our economy. All right, want to take a look now at inflation, because some experts believe trillions in COVID-related stimulus.
Now, this is a really important comparison that I just had to stop it. We gotta talk about this. So that's inflation. You see Trump's a red and Biden's a blue. And I mean, these are the facts. These are the facts. I mean, what can you say? I don't think anybody can really like debate this or these are the facts. So this is what we got to go off of. This is what we got to think about when we are picking our candidate or just part of it at least.
handed out by both administrations, remember, led to higher prices coupled with supply chain shocks. So let's take a look at inflation because it was under control during the Trump administration until the recession. Then we saw inflation fall to nearly zero when the economy shut down. And then we saw it snap back up in a big way when the economy started to reopen. And at its highest, inflation was at 9.1% in June of 2022. It's come down dramatically, but still we have prices 3% above where they were just a year ago. All right, let's take a look at what we've got next. Interest rates, because high inflation led the
And then not only were we faced with inflation, but as you heard her say, it happened in like a short amount of time. So it's like, dang, this happened so quickly.
Fed to hike interest rates. Let's take a look at where they were during the Trump administration. Near historic lows, well below 3%. Then, of course, they hit near zero during COVID. And the Fed had to start emergency cuts of interest rates to try to fuel the economy again. Oh boy, did it ever. And we saw prices take off, inflation took off, and the Federal Reserve had to respond by hiking interest rates 11 times. It was unprecedented. And that, of course, led us to a big jump in home prices. Those higher rates, a major reason why buying a home is out of reach for so many Americans today. So we have home prices hanging around 300, 330.
And that is very sad and very disheartening that buying a home for a lot of us is going to be so tough. That's really unfortunate, but maybe things will turn around and things will change. That's all we can hope for, pray for. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's go. Let's get right back into it, Foodie Gang.
$1,000 during the first part of the Trump administration. The recession hits. Working from home becomes a thing during COVID. We saw a demand spike, couldn't keep up with the supply. And of course, we saw home prices up.
Thank you so much, Booga. He said just follow on Facebook and IG. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support. We are growing and we are doing good, and I'm always cooking. So check out my cooking content or my cooking lives. When I do cook, I'm dropping pre-recorded content every Wednesday and going live randomly. Thank you, Booga, for all the support. And join my Facebook group, meet some amazing foodies, learn some great recipes, and really, learn and get extra creative because you're seeing what other people are eating.
Now they're averaging more than $400,000 in this country. But during this time, between the spring of 2020 and late 2022, a 35% jump in home prices, folks. And that mainly is because interest rates also doubled during that time. They're now at around 7%. And finally, just want to take a look at gas prices because we're all impacted by gas prices. Presidents have very little control over them, by the way, but it's one area where the Trump era was definitely better for Americans. You can see gas well below $3 a gallon for his presidency.
And let's keep it real here. Gas prices are a huge deal. And when gas goes up, we will really feel it at the pump. Our pockets really feel it. It just takes all your extra money, and it's just a sad thing. And it makes you like really plan out your trips. So gas being up, food is up. It's just not looking too good for us right now. But things we gotta hope for change. Pray for change. That's it.
COVID hits, gas prices were actually at $1.84 a gallon in this country because the economy shut down. And then, of course, things spiked when the economy reopened. And I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago, we had gas prices above $5 a gallon. So that could be a big reason why those higher pump prices could help explain some of the pessimism Americans are feeling right now about their finances. Diane?
Alexis Christoforous, thank you.
Thank you. President Trump?
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country.
So there we go. There we have it. That was the comparison between both administrations. And for us not to look at those numbers and at least think about that when we're making our decision, I think it would be kind of crazy. You know, it's something that we definitely have to look at. Very, very important. And I do have some more videos lined up. We are going to go to a commercial break. And then when I get back, I have some more videos lined up. So I will see y'all in a moment. Foodie gang, 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 gang. Foodie gang, gang, gang.
Food gang gang gang.
Hey, welcome back, Foodie Gang. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang, Season 2, Episode 99. We are just chugging along. We are almost at 100 episodes. Thank you to everybody so much that's already in the building. Hit the like button, especially if you're watching me on the replay. All my information is posted down below. And we are just going to get right back into our videos and right back on the ball. So we were talking about Trump, his policies, and what the Biden versus the Trump administration was like. And we had some really great information, really great graphs to really explain to us or to really compare both administrations. So we are talking about Trump, and do you think Trump will make food affordable again? Or do you think that food is going to continue to rise in price? What are your thoughts about the whole situation, and what do you think is going to happen? Let me know, Foodie Gang. And I'm going to pull our next video up.
Trump's economic plan. I try to keep this page as apolitical as possible, so this is not an endorsement of any of these policies. It's just what Trump says he plans to do. I also did the same video for Kamala Harris. You can watch that when you're done here. Let me know what you think of these policies. He wants to completely eliminate income tax and replace that with tariffs. A tariff is a tax on anything that comes into the United States, and he wants to raise these substantially so that people don't have to pay income tax. People against this say that it's going to lead to a lot more inflation, at least in the short term. The argument for this is not only would it eliminate income taxes, but it would create incentives for companies and manufacturers to keep more jobs in the United States. He said in a speech last week he's going to slash the price of energy by half.
I think that that is an important thing. What we need to think about keeping jobs here because it does seem like a lot of jobs have gone away. I will have to do more research on this particular policy, but I think that that is interesting point. We do need to keep jobs here because it's getting kind of tricky to find a job. And he said number two is cutting energy prices in half. That's another thing that we've kind of seen rise as well.
By half in the first 12 to 18 months of his administration. That's oil, gas, electricity. He didn't say exactly how he plans to do this, outside of saying that he's going to drill more to bring the cost of oil down. He wants to lower the corporate income tax from 21% to 15%.
I wonder how I don't know if I'm gonna say this word, environmentalists feel about him saying we gotta drill, drill, drill. One thing about Trump is he is just a funny dude. The way he be talking.
Kamala Harris, by contrast, wants to raise it to 28%. People for lowering this tax say that it creates incentive for corporations to reinvest into themselves, create more jobs, and it keeps the United States a lot more competitive.
So he's saying that Trump wants to cut taxes for corporations. And y'all, this is all allegedly. This is his opinion. But then he says that Trump wants to cut taxes for corporations. I don't know, but whatever something needs to be done. That's all I can say. Something needs to happen, something needs to be done.
Competitive against other countries that have higher tax rates, whereas the other side argues corporations are not paying their fair share of taxes.
I can tell you this from an American citizen. Man, y'all with these taxes though. Y'all want to tax everything. And then you want to be out here doing crazy stuff with our money that you're taking in taxes. They always look. They trying to figure out how they gonna get more money.
These are the highlights of Trump's economic plan. I try to keep this page as apolitical as possible, so this is not an endorsement of any of these policies. It's just what Trump says he plans to do. I also did the same video for Kamala Harris. You can watch that when you're done here. Let me know what you think of these policies. He wants to completely eliminate income tax and replace that with tariffs. A tariff is a tax on anything that comes into the United States, and he wants to raise these substantially so that people don't have to pay income tax. People against this say that it's going to lead to a lot more inflation, at least in the short term. The argument for this is not only would it eliminate income taxes, but it would.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But let's see. Buka said since 2023, it's over 180,000 homeless people in California alone. And one thing I will say, Buga, is that some of these Democratic states seem like they're in really bad shape. And the thought of those same blue Democrats running the country any longer kind of makes me a little bit worried. Um, just some real questions that have to be asked. And the homeless population seems to be growing. When I lived in Oregon, the homeless population was really, really bad. And I just saw it over the years get worse and worse and worse. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not really too sure.
It would create incentives for companies and manufacturers to keep more jobs in the United States. He said in a speech last week he's going to slash the price of energy by half in the first 12 to 18 months of his administration. That's oil, gas, electricity.
I'm just gonna keep it real. When he said he gonna cut gas prices, I think everybody was on his bandwagon. And Buka, you're bringing up some really good points. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Buka. He said one bathroom apartment in the hood is $2,000 a month. You bring up a really good point. What I'm seeing, even in Alaska, is a lot of people losing their housing. And when it's time to go get more housing, everywhere seems to be so overpriced. And even in Oregon, I remember that they wanted you to make 3 times the rent or 3.5 times the rent, something like that. 3 times the rent when the rent is like 1,500. I mean, it was like everyone was kind of starting to get priced out, is how it feels. And even now, if you're someone that doesn't have housing, it's really tough. So if you have a house, be appreciative, count your blessings, stop complaining. But yes, housing, everything is just so expensive. And it's like, when is it gonna end? When is it gonna end?
He didn't say exactly how he plans to do this, outside of saying that he's going to drill more to bring the cost of oil down. He wants to lower the corporate income tax from 21% to 15%. Kamala Harris, by contrast, wants to raise it to 28%. People for lowering this tax say that it creates incentive for corporations to reinvest into themselves, create more jobs, and it keeps the United States a lot more competitive against other countries that have higher tax rates. Whereas the other side argues corporations are not paying their fair share of taxes.
It's like people don't want to pay taxes because y'all be doing out here doing crazy stuff with the money. And that's what make it so bad. That's what make it so bad. Join my group on Facebook. There is the link in the chat. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sorry, my eye is itching. I'm dropping pre-recorded content every Wednesday at 9 a.m. and going live randomly. So you're gonna want to make sure that you turn on the notification bell. The bell should be black. That means that you get all of my notifications so you never miss a meal. Now, I can't tell if this man was for Trump or against Trump, or maybe he was just giving us the facts. And these are some of the facts. So we're gonna take him out of the congregation, and it's a lot to decide and a lot on the table this year. Like I said, I feel like this is that year that's kind of getting everyone really riled up and into it because we are all feeling the effects of food inflation, fast food inflation, and we're definitely feeling the effects. So let me get our next video pulled up. Okay, so you know what? This election has just been a lot. I'm just gonna summarize it a little bit. Y'all gonna have to do your research. Okay, before Kamala Harris started running for president, that's kind of new. Before her, Biden was the nominee or who was gonna run for president. Biden is an older gentleman, so he started to have health complications. And I think that we all saw it, and I don't know what was going on and why they didn't want to accept it, but we knew that he was unfit. He just needs to go sit down somewhere and relax. He got that dazed look in his eyes. This is all legend, but I think he just need to go sit somewhere and relax. That's it. He don't need to be trying to sit up here and debate with Trump, because I'm gonna tell you, Anybody debating with Trump gonna have to be ready because Trump seems like he is definitely a handful. So Biden, at some point, he accepted the fact that he was unfit to even run for the presidency. So Biden tapped out, and then when he tapped out, he tapped Kamala Harris in. And then she became the nominee for president. And that was a couple of months ago. So her running is a newer concept. And Trump, if you guys have been watching Trump, Trump let them know about themselves every time he make a speech. I should have got it, but he talks about how we used to be Biden, and out of nowhere they had to put Kamala in because Biden's numbers in the poll were slipping. So they put in Kamala because they knew Biden wasn't going to win. That's what Trump said, at least. But before Kamala, it was Biden. And this was all within this year. It has been a crazy year with politics. So I'm going to play a little bit of the debate, I believe it was, between Trump and Biden. And let me get that pulled up for us. Okay. Booger said, yeah, the debate was crazy. I was trying not to laugh, but Trump's face and response kept cracking me up. And I think it was in the debate when we all saw that Biden was sick and that Biden needed to step aside. We all knew that, but he didn't want to accept it. His team did not want to accept it. But we knew after we saw Biden with that dazed, confused look, we knew he needed to sit down somewhere. And he finally did. And he let Kamala step up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. So I'm going to play a little bit of that. And this is Donald Trump explains how he will fix the economy, rising inflation. So, y'all, it has been a crazy election year already. It's a lot going on.
Thank you, President Trump.
We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID. And when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929 by the time we finished. So we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit.
Booga say, Booga say, yeah, I saw it. I think we all saw it, Booga. We saw Biden was very sick. And that man is, there's no way he was going to do another 4 years in the White House. Are they crazy? And Boogie said that's the last I seen before he stepped down. But you know, with him stepping down from the presidential election, a lot of people are saying, well, if you step down from the election, are you even fit to be the president? And if you notice, in my opinion, allegedly, we see more of Kamala doing the speeches and really stepping in for Biden. But my thing is, Kamala, where have you been? We haven't seen you in the last 4 years. You won the election and went inside, never came back out. So all of a sudden, we seeing Kamala. Okay, but let me get back into it. So Trump can go off of his record. The facts are there. We talked about it earlier when I showed you that video that told us the difference between both administrations. So, yes, it may sound like a broken record because Trump is always saying the same thing, but he kind of is right. The economy was better when he was president, and we just have to admit that.
Credit for the military and no wars and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess. He created mandates that was a disaster for our country. But other than that, we had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID.
Look at Biden. Hold on, let me slide this back. Don't he look white like a ghost? Why did they have him out here like this? Let me mute it and then let me play it. Why did they have him out here like this? Looking like a ghost. Look, this is what happens when they force you to go into work and you don't want to go in. That's how you be looking when they call you into work and you don't really want to go in, but you gotta go anyway. Why did they have him out here like this? This man, look. All we can do at this point is we just need to pray for Biden, and that's it.
The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce back jobs, a bounce back from the COVID. He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
I just want to say,
But Biden, he was not looking too good in that clip. And then Booga said Biden can't take all the insults anymore. Stick and someone's broke his spirit. Is that what happened? Because you know when it already don't feel good when people are talking about you, but imagine you got the whole countries with an S talking about you. That presidency wore him down. He said, I'm out of here. Look, Biden, we're not mad at you, bro. We know you need to go sit down somewhere. We're glad that you finally admitted it. We already knew it, but we needed you to be on board. He's like, you know how like your grandma always wants to be involved? That was Biden. Biden was like the granddad who didn't want to sit down. So, but you could tell Biden. Let me go back and play that one more time. You could tell Biden didn't want to be there. You could tell. Okay, let me pull that up one more time. And then Boogan said he's too old. Yes, I think he's like 86. Y'all, you could be fit 40 or 50 and not want to go to work. I mean, at some point you have to retire. Like 80 years old, you know how much stuff he done went through in his life? Puka said all we can do is pray for him. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you need to go sit down somewhere, but I don't know what the presidency really wore that man out. But we gotta also consider he was the vice president to Obama. So he's also been in politics for years and years and years for a long time. And this is what politics can do to you. he okay, I'm gonna play that video for us one more time. And then after that, a lot of celebrities are endorsing Kamala Harris, and a lot of them are endorsing Trump. And so it's kind of interesting to see the split of celebrities that are backing Trump and then Kamala. It's like it literally split down the middle. I've seen both. So let me play this video one more time.
The greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID. And when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929 by the time we finished. So we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting.
So I just want to stop it and comment on one of the things that Donald Trump said. And I'm not sure if you guys caught it, Foodie Gang, but I did. He made a point to say that there were no wars during his presidency. Now, I would have to go back and check the facts, but the fact that he made a point to say that in a time where we do have a lot of wars going on, and the wars that we have going on, or the wars that we are supporting, also puts a very big strain on the economy as well. So he's making a point to put that in his speech.
Us out of that COVID mess. He created mandates that was a disaster for our country. But other than that, we had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID, and nobody thought that was even possible. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce.
That's another point. The illegal immigration. I mean, that the borders, there's just so many points where Donald Trump does look better than Biden as far as policies are concerned. And there are so many valid points that Trump can make. Now, there is no way that Biden was in good enough health to be battling Trump, because Trump is like a straight shooter. He gonna say what he want to say and say how he feel. Booga said Biden gave Ukraine over $1 trillion of our money, and look how we are struggling. Again, that's one of those things where we can look around, and it's so true that we can't deny it. We're trying to be here for everybody else, but we have to look at our own home, and like, but I don't know if well, I kind of just feel like the Democrats, or at least Biden and Kamala, they don't care. They don't care, which is why they, got the drugs to go into effect in 2026, which is like, okay, that's great, but what about right now? What are we gonna do for right now? But yes, over $1 trillion. It's like, that's funny because I thought y'all said we didn't have no money, but that's for a whole nother conversation.
Back jobs, a bounce back from the COVID. He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
I just want to say
And inflation is really hurting us. It is hurting our budget. It is making things really, really tough. It is. I mean, I feel like whether you like Trump or not, he does say some things where that they're so honest that you can't help but agree. When he said inflation, he said unalive us, but y'all know it's YouTube. Sorry, yeah, keep it, keep it nice. But Trump is right. These things are harming us. These are the differences in both administrations. So, like I was saying, some celebrities are supporting Kamala Harris. I know Megan the Stallion, Quavo seems to be supporting Kamala Harris. And I'm sure there's a bunch of others, but I can't think of any right now. But there are also some celebrities supporting Trump. And one of the celebrities supporting Trump is going to be Ice Cube. And this is what the video is called: Personal Decision. Ice Cube sounds off on growing support for Trump. And then I've seen some celebrities support Trump and some celebrities support Kamala. But this is Ice Cube's speech, and there's also an NFL legend, Lawrence Taylor. But I'm gonna be real, Foodie Gang. I do not watch sports, so y'all probably know that this athlete. But let me just play the video, and this is fair use. Hit the like button, support the channel at money sign Chef Big Bank on Cash App. And Booga said, inflation robbed my savings I had for food. That's another thing. Those of us, myself included, who were already living paycheck to paycheck, inflation really makes it hard for us to get ahead when we already have just enough money. And yes, it's okay now, but what if things go up? And that's one of the reasons why this election year has everyone so involved, because it is serious for a lot of Americans that are already having the bare minimum to get by. And then you have the price of everything going up at once: food, gas, rent. It is a lot. Booga said, I was usually left with over $400 at the end of the month. Now I'm left with only $60 savings at the end of the month. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. And it's like, if one thing goes up, it's not bad. If two things go up, it's not bad. But if everything goes up at once, you are going to feel that increase. And I feel like that's what's happening, is everything is going up at once. And so what's happening is that we're all scraping to get by, and it seems like there is no relief in sight. No relief in sight. And then Lucas says, over the last one. Yes. And then you have to ask yourself, what if things go up again? And that's one of the things I feel, with another um if Kamala does win for the presidency for 4 more years, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried. What are things gonna look like for us financially? But we have to just wait and see. Let's get into the video. Hit the like button if you are enjoying this live stream. And if you're watching me on the replay, go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and how let me know if you feel like Trump will make food affordable again. Yes, and Booga said over the last year. Yes, and that's another thing. I felt like this whole inflation thing happened so quickly. I don't even feel like it feel like it happened so quickly. It's like we were doing good. We had, extra money in our pockets when Trump was president. Then boom, Biden became president, and then inflation was here. It just happened so quickly.
I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what. He will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again.
And there was New York.
He said, not only am I not voting for a Democrat this year, I am never voting for a Democrat. And I have voted Democratic my whole life. His words, not mine. And this is fair use, fair use. He said, I have voted Democrat my whole life. But this year, I'm not voting Democrat, and I'm never voting for another Democrat again. Now you have to ask yourself, what led him to feel that way? That's a very passionate statement and a very strong statement.
Giants legendary and Pro Football Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor endorsing President Trump during his massive New Jersey rally over the weekend. Former Giants running back Otis Anderson also throwing his support to the former president. Trump hoping to gain ground with black voters. Rapper Lil Wayne praising Trump's work on criminal reform. While rapper Snoop Dogg said earlier this year he has, quote, nothing but love and respect for Trump. Rapper 50 Cent also suggesting Trump is maybe the answer after seeing New York City give prepaid credit cards to illegal migrants.
Okay, that was a heated one. Okay, so remember how I was telling y'all we have some celebrities for Trump and some celebrities for Kamala. So Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Ice Cube are voting or are for Trump, and they are encouraging other people, it sounds like, to vote Trump, or they are giving their opinion. So 50 Cent said that Trump seems to be the answer after he saw New York City give the immigrants prepaid, I think there were credit cards, gift cards, some it was prepaid, some. Where, let me ask y'all, where is our prepaid cards at? Where is our money? We the paying the taxes. And then Buka said, we woke up for real and not just saying we woke. And you know what, Booga? I agree. These last 4 years have been a huge eye opener for a lot of people. And the things that have happened and that have occurred in this last 4 years seem unreal. Seem unreal. And you gotta wonder with with Biden being in the condition that he is with his health and unable to complete full sentences and unable to think, did he make up these policies or what? Because it doesn't even sound like that man could really talk right, let alone decide what the American people need and want. So then you gotta ask yourself, well, who was really running the presidency? Because it couldn't have been him. In my opinion, this is all allegedly. Hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. These are a couple of the celebrities that are endorsing Trump, and they are putting their vote with Trump.
Now, with some big news of his own, is the founder of Big Three, award-winning rapper and actor Ice Cube. Also joining us is Big Three president and co-founder Jeff Quantinetz. Great to see you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. Jeff Quantinetz, always a pleasure and an honor to see you. Cube, I want to kick things off with this historic Big Three news. But first, what did you make of this support for Trump over the weekend? And do you feel a shift going on in the African-American community? Celebrities and rappers turning their attention to Donald Trump?
I don't know. I've been so engulfed in the Big Three. And so, I just got off tour in Canada. So I'm a little out the loop.
Well, at least Ice Cube kept it real. Let me go back to a better shot of him. And shout out to him for the Big Three and the success of that basketball league and what he has been doing. And Lucas said Biden brought 200,000 Haitian immigrants over here and let them sleep up bridges in Florida and Texas. You know what? I would just say things have gone down very quickly under the Biden administration, and we can't deny it. We can't forget about it. We got to be honest. And we got to be honest like Ice Cube was. He said, hey, I ain't really been in the loop. We just got to be real about it. Let's get back into this interview and see what Ice Cube is going to say when asked about his support for Donald Trump. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Normally, well, I'm in the kitchen now, but normally I'm cooking. But today I'm educating, I'm educating, I'm educating. I also make children's content, Ava's Playtime. Check out my YouTube channel for kids and also subscribe to that channel. Let's get back into the video and let's see what he has to say.
Got off tour in Canada, so I'm a little out the loop. People gonna make a decision on who they want to be president. I think it's a personal decision. I don't know if they care if any rappers or entertainers get up there and say anything. It's really a personal decision. People know who Trump is. People know who Biden is. They're gonna make their decision no matter who gets up there and pushes whatever agenda they on. So it's really the country knows both of these guys very well. So I just think it's going to just come down to a personal decision.
Jeff, any thoughts in your travels in terms of the community, the rapper community, supporting Trump?
Look, I think that people have realized that neither party really speaks for minorities, maybe for the Black audience. And it comes down to who they think will really help them on the issues that they care about. And I think it's underestimated how much people care about the economy. I mean, we all know people care about the economy and immigration, but I think people think the Black community and the minority community is monolithic. They don't realize that people have a lot of different opinions.
Yeah. No, it's a great point. It's not monolithic.
Yes, and I do feel like they try to do whatever they can to get the Black vote when it's necessary. And y'all just be careful, be educated. Lucas said, I'm in California and illegal Mexican immigrants hop the border to get over here every day. And one of the things I'll say is that when we're watching it on our TVs and our computers and we're seeing people hop in the border, it doesn't necessarily hit home to us because we do not live in those border states. But the people that live in those border states are the most impacted by illegal immigration. And so we have to think about that in those areas, how they're really feeling the impact. And if you've been following a little bit of it, you know about Chicago, Texas, the buses, the airplanes. It has been really crazy. And Booga said, rich folks not affected by this. They don't see it, so they don't care. Exactly. And that's another thing about the illegal immigration is that the people that are truly affected by illegal immigration are not the rich people. They're the everyday people like you and me who are going to be affected. And so we got to think about that. We got to, like I said, we got to go with the candidate who has the best policies, not based off of gender, how they look, or any of that. It's the policies that are really going to matter, in my opinion, in this election year. Y'all, when I be getting these topics, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say, and I just be getting up here talking. We've been here for almost 2 hours, but I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. I'm going to talk a little bit faster or maybe even a little bit less. I'll be up in here talking. We'll be here all night. But let's get back into the video. Let's see if there's any more of this that's important. So, Ice Cube, look, I don't even blame Ice Cube on here promoting. He gotta do what he gotta do.
Obviously. But let's get to your big news. A historic announcement for the Big Three League. You're selling your first franchise to DCB Sports in a $10 million deal. The team will play in the Los Angeles area. Cube, why this group? Tell me what the plans are for Big Three.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. I'm gonna stop the screen share. This ain't about food, and y'all know this is 907 goodies. We talking about the food. But Ice Cube is out here doing some big things, making some big moves, and getting to it and showing us how it's done. And he said, I don't even got time to be bothered with these politics, but I'm gonna give my little bitty opinion. So shout out to Ice Cube for making things happen. Okay, so the next video I'm gonna play is going to be a man. I believe it's a farmer. Hold on, y'all. My thing about having dreads is like they'll be looking all right, and then you turn and do this, and then they're messed up. Okay, the next man I believe is a farmer. He's gonna talk about how he's the Trump administration. So let me just get into that video.
It's from Western Ohio, and I'm a farmer. I was in my local Republican leadership for 20 years. I was chair of my county Republican Party for 7 and spent 12 years on the County Board of Elections, which is a Republican appointment. Most of that as chairman. Finally, prior to retirement, I spent 30 years inside what's called the deep state at the United States Department of Agriculture, serving federal farm programs to farmers. To me, Republican values meant diplomacy, statesmanship, personal responsibility, and free trade, certainly. This Republican cult no longer represents any of those values. Now, I voted for Trump, but I also spoke out about the disastrous trade policies he forced upon American agriculture through punitive tariffs against our trading partners. In a real party, everybody has a voice. And
okay, so this is a Republican farmer speaks out. The one thing I really do like about America is we're free and we're able to all voice our opinion, whether we agree with the candidate or not. We're able to voice our opinion.
While no one always expects to always get their way, everyone should expect to be heard. It's how you build a wide and strong base of support. In Trump's Republican cult, there's no discussion,
He said, "Cult." He said Republican cow. Okay, like I said, everyone is free to voice their opinions, and I want to show you guys many different opinions. So he's not with Trump, but he is a Republican. Um, so one of the things that is important is that even if somebody is Republican or Democrat or they are your party, it doesn't mean that you need to blindly follow that person if you don't agree with their policies. So even if someone is a Republican, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to agree with every Republican person. No, you're a free thinker. You're able to think how you want to think. All right, Foodie Gang. Let me see. So, have we learned? We talked about Kamala Harris the other day. Today, we are talking about Trump. And I want to know, do you guys feel like Trump is going to make food affordable again? Luga said farmers should really have a big voice in politics. And it's unfortunate sometimes because who has the voice in politics is the person who has the most money, unfortunately. And it shouldn't be that way, but we do see it a lot. Um, and okay, so that was all the videos I had about Trump's policy. And as this election continues to chug along in 2024, there will be, I'm sure, more policies and more stuff that happens. Because if you've been following politics, it has already been a wild ride. Trump, was had a they were trying to take him out. He was literally dodging bullets. Biden almost fell down at the debate and fell sick. They had to get him up out of there, so they brought Kamala. They're trying to market her as a certain type of um, woman or demographic, but people are really pushing back on that. So new facts are coming out every day. I'm seeing people coming out of the woodworks. I don't know if y'all heard about Montel Williams, Judge Joe Brown. It's everybody just got something to say. So this is going to be a really good election, and it's going to be very interesting. And I will be back here to report on more food news. If anything new it happens with the food, which I'm sure it will, because food inflation and food prices are a big topic. And this is the live stream that we talked about food and fast food inflation, Kamala Harris's price gouging policy. Make sure that you check out this particular live stream. And because of this live stream, I wanted to report on Trump as well. And so we did that. But before we get up out of here, I have another video to show you guys. And I want to know if you remember this particular time in history. Because I don't think I this is a moment that I'll never forget. Okay, so do you remember when Trump bought um It says the Clemson Tigers. I believe it's football or basketball. I'm not sure. I don't want y'all getting me in the comments. But he bought the winning team a bunch of fast food when he was president. I'm gonna play this video for
We have the national champion team, as you know, Clemson Tigers, and they had a fantastic game against Alabama. And they're all here. They're right outside the room. And I think we're going to let you see them. But I'll bet you as much food as we have pizzas, we have 300 hamburgers, many French fries, all of our favorite foods. I want to see what's here when we leave, because I don't think it's going to be much. The reason we did this is because of the shutdown. We want to make sure that everything is right. So we sent out, we got this, and
so pretty much he brought a whole bunch of fast food for the national champions. I believe that there was Wendy's, McDonald's. I think he said Domino's as well. And let me tell you, that is a lot of fast food. But I know if you gave that to kids, they would be ecstatic.
we have some wonderful people working at the White House. They helped us out with this. And I will say the Republicans are really sticking together. It's great to see because we need border security. We have to have it. We have to have it. No doubt about it.
I know that by the time they got to that food, everything was cold. Everything was cold. And you know McDonald's fries, as soon as you get them off the fryer, they already cold and hard. That woman looks so tiny. They really got suits on and is eating, coming to a fast food buffet at the White House. But Trump, Trump was a Trump was a fool when he was a president.
So I had a choice. Do we have no food for you because we have a shutdown? Or do we give you some little quick salads that the first lady will make along with the second lady? They'll make some salads. And I said, you guys aren't into salads. Or do I?
Now he know Melania was not gonna be up in there doing nothing. She wasn't gonna be up in there doing nothing. That's why he had to go get all that fast food like that. Because she wasn't doing nothing.
Go out, Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott? Do I go out and send out for about 1,000 hamburgers, Big Macs? So we bought 1,000 Burger King, all American companies, Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's. We have Big Macs, we have quarter pounders with cheese, we have everything.
It's just a lot of like sodium and it's like, ooh, nobody should eat that much fast food. That's not good for your body. There's no way.
Everything that I like that you like. And I know no matter what we did, there's nothing you can have that's better than that, right? Last year we skipped a year, but I said to the coach last time, I said, you'll be back. And it turned out to be. You are incredible athletes, incredible players. Congratulations on your stunning victory against a great team and your second national championship in 3 years. Pretty incredible.
To our home.
Man, I would be feeling some type of way because we finally did it. We finally won. and we come up into the White House to get McDonald's, something that we can eat at home, and we come into the White House to get McDonald's. Boogie said, I can hear Trump now. Let's just order something. Yep. And one of the videos I was watching was telling, I don't know why I didn't get the video. Okay, so it was they were interviewing the manager of the McDonald's. I believe it was the McDonald's who got the call when the White House ordered all that food. And he was telling us how much it cost. One of them was like $1,000, and then I think Wendy's was like $2,000. I think Domino's was $900. It's like, man, they spent probably like $4,000 on fast food. I mean, that's a lot of money. You can't just go buy some food and have the staff make some actual good quality food. You finna put the hurt on them athletes, giving them all that fast food, in my opinion. But that is one of those moments in history that I will never forget when that happened. And that was during Trump's presidency. So if Trump does become the president, he will keep us entertained, to say the least. I don't know if we should be entertained with the president, but we are going to be entertained. Follow me on Facebook, Foodie Gang. And my next live stream is going to be season 2, episode 100 of my live show of Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. Season 2 is almost at 100 episodes. Season 1 was only 51 episodes. So we are just chugging along. And if you missed any episodes, be sure to go back and check them out. I am very excited for the future of 907 Goodies. We got some really big milestones coming up. So hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and stay in touch. Follow me on Facebook. Join the group on Facebook as well. Stay in touch, stay in touch. And I don't know if I'm going to be going live tomorrow. Wednesday at 9 a.m., I'm dropping pre-recorded content. I may just take the day tomorrow to kind of work on some things, or I might pop out and do a live. You know, your girl's always cooking. So stay tuned for that. Turn the notification bell on. And thank you guys all so much. Let me know down in the comment section, do you feel like Trump will make food affordable again? Let me know down in the comment sections what your answer is to that question. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much. Booga Booga said, I need another stimulus check to get my savings back from inflation. Y'all, Booga, you silly. But yes, you know, a stimulus check would be nice, but even if they don't give us a stimulus check, I would be okay with them just having inflation go back down. Because right now it's looking kind of cray cray out here, but it's an election year, like I said. We will most likely be covering politics more or again on 907 Goodies because it is an election year. Y'all, it's crazy out here, Foodie Gang. Stay safe, eat some good food. Follow me on social media, shop the Foodie Gang store, get your Foodie Gang investigative team shirts. And that is who is sponsoring this episode today. We got our Foodie Gang investigation on, and we really investigated both candidates. We are just discussing the food portion. I encourage you to get educated about both of the candidates or all the candidates. and make an educated decision on who you want to vote for. But thank you to everybody that came through. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you think Trump will make food affordable again. Thank you so much, Foodie Gang, and I will be seeing y'all in the next one. Have a good night or morning, depending on where you are watching from. I am your host, and this is Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. And I will see y'all on the next one. Foodie Gang Gang Gang.
Food gang gang gang.
Foodie Gang Gang Gang. Foodie Gang Gang Gang. Foodie Gang Gang Gang. This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Good Eats. Make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. I'm out.